President Biden's strong words for Vladimir Putin are reverberating around the world. That includes warnings from some allies about reckless rhetoric following Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. In Poland Saturday, the president called Putin a dictator, quote, who cannot remain in power. Today, the United Nations estimates that at least 1,100 civilians have died and more than 10 million have been displaced in a war that has gone on far longer than the Kremlin expected. This weekend, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky accused the West of cowardice for its failure to provide warplanes and tanks. Ukraine's military says Russian troops are now regrouping in the north and may aim to split the country. And even the smallest gains on the ground come at a shockingly high cost. CBS's Deborah Pata leads us off tonight from Kyiv. And a warning, you might find some of the images in this story disturbing.
Good evening. More than a month of fighting has left Russian forces stalled outside the capital. And while Russia claims to have turned its main focus towards the east, we're still seeing a constant barrage of artillery fire and aerial bombings across the country.
What Russia lacks in apparent military strategy, it makes up for in boastful videos like this one, claiming to show off their cruise missiles heading to Zhytomyr, 100 miles west of Kyiv. But for Ukrainians at the receiving end of this constant bombardment from the sky, it's hell on earth. The coastal city of Mariupol has been decimated, reduced to twisted skeletons of steel and the hollowed-out shells of apartment blocks. Hasty burials provide fleeting dignity for the dead. The 100,000 people still trapped there have no electricity, very little food, and spend their nights in icy basements.
Did you ever think you'd see this in your lifetime?
No, I could never imagine it. I saw children without fingers. I saw a child with hole on his face. I saw dead child, 6 years old, because of war.
Anastasia Magarimova is the passionate public face of this children's hospital in Kyiv. As its press officer, she's made it her mission to document the stories of the war's human toll. Like that of 13-year-old Vova, who was brought here after the car he was escaping in with his parents was shot at by Russian forces.
Were you running away from the war?
He used his backpack for protection. It saved his life, but left him critically injured.
I see you have a big scar. Wow. You were shot in your face?
A bullet hit me here, he tells us. My back has a big wound. 2 bullets were removed. 1 is still inside. His father did not make it out alive. But not even hospitals are always safe. Like this one in Mykolaiv, where wards have been moved to the basement for fear of being bombed.
So you're worried you could be hit?
Yes, we worried, all of us. Every day we don't know if tomorrow will happen.
Like everyone here, Magarimova hasn't been home since the war began over a month ago. She sleeps at the hospital, but rest doesn't always come easily.
What is the worst thing that you've seen?
Witnessing firsthand the horrors inflicted on the war's most innocent victims is a heavy burden to bear.
And Deborah joins us now in Ukraine. You talk about those 100,000 people still in Mariupol. What happens if the Russians take control of that city?
Well, the Russians would get their coveted land bridge between Crimea and the separatist regions in eastern Donbass, which is controlled by Russian separatists, and it would be Russia's first big win.
You look at how hard the Ukrainian army, military, volunteers are fighting. How hard are they willing to fight to try and keep Mariupol?
As hard as they can. Everyone we've spoken to here on the ground say they'll fight to the death. Jarika?
Deborah Pata reporting from Kyiv tonight. Thank you so much.